Good.
How are you?
Awesome.
All right.
Well, let it rip.
All right. How do you like the energy so far that you're seeing?
Tremendous, man. Just the this off season and the summer leading up to this camp has been tremendous. Guys look different, they think different, so it makes it a little more conducive for the energy and the juice to be flowing around. So we just got to keep that and maintain that.
Between Jalen and Jordan and Gary and Austin, you feel like right now maybe you've got at least 4 starter level guys for 3 spots?
I think they have a head up because they've played a little bit more ball than the other guys, but again, we're constantly evaluating, and my job is continue to prod and provoke these guys to get to that next realm of their development, and we can never be in a settled mode, and those guys are obviously not. They're working hard, and we got some candidates that are doing some good things so far. So,
how would you evaluate Popo from when he started spring ball? Because he had to sit out all fall with that injury to where he's at now.
Popo did a phenomenal job of just getting his weight under, and that was one of the big things, is trying to position himself to condition. Obviously being out for a year or a little bit more over a year, that's a challenge. So far so good, and he's just got to continue to compete with the motor.
Is he strictly just at nose, or can he bounce inside and out like an Austin?
That's the starting point. You know, we have a progressive, fluid movement as far as the depth chart. We don't have a set thing in stone, and those guys can continue to put it on film, and the evaluation on film is just tremendous. And so, like I always say to those guys, like the NFL, don't tell me, show me. And those guys are continuing to work hard, and so far so good.
With the majority of the defensive staff back, are you kind of feeling that continuity in camp where you guys, off to a fast start?
Yeah, sure, man. I think everybody know where their places is. We're just trying to coach our guys up by position and get them to that level to where they're confident enough to take ownership, and again, to have that continuity is critical.
A couple outside linebackers, and now with your group and Gus and Bryson, what kind of assets can they do for you? What kind of roles can they play?
Man, they got length, very twitchy. Short distance bursts, those things will help us in the long run as far as when we get into putting together some personnel, some packages, and let those guys loose. Our goal is not to slow these guys out, but we got to continue to work daily to put some teeth into placing those guys in the right position to be productive, and so far those guys are working hard.
It's only been a few days. What have you seen from Sione, and kind of where do you think he can help you guys as well?
Sione is a big body. He's athletic. He's swimming. He didn't have a full summer with us, so learn on the run. And the kid doesn't say much. He's just out there battling, and looking forward to see him progress. But it's still too early to say.
You know what his best position might be, or where you'd like him at, or is that still fluid?
Sione doesn't care. He just want to be in there and do his part, and that's one of the things we'll assess that as we move forward. But right now, just trying to get him in a good shape and work on the fundamentals and see if we can bring him along.
When you signed to Andrew Folio, what's kind of the scouting report, the things that you liked in his film and bringing him up here?
Ultra competitive individual, twitchy. Again, when you combine power with those tangibles, man, it makes for a very productive, active defensive player. And for us, the sky's the limit with Drew. He's still young, and he's finding himself through this process. But he is also another kid that doesn't shy away from competing. And we got to get that moving forward in our evaluation. Got to get guys that are passionate about the game. Because at some point the talent's going to get tired, the talent's going to get a little sore. It's the passion and the drive that makes these guys be the players that they are, and those are the things that we're very, very critical on as far as evaluating, especially in the defensive line position, because you don't get the luxury of reading about the fancy stuff you do, but the things that you don't get done, all right, up front, it's going to affect and impact everybody else on the back end. So.
Jordan said he slimmed down a little bit over the offseason. Where do you guys want him at, and what's kind of like the balance between him being, a big presence in the middle of that line versus being able to, do things that you want him to do?
Well, I think he's just got to get to a comfortable weight to where he's able to play a little bit longer than normal. Again, he's another classic case of a player that's very conscientious of maintaining that play, that elite level play. And for him, is to get his body weight down and a tremendous job by our guys in our nutrition department and our weight program. It's also helped provide that for Jordan to have the confidence knowing that he's trimming down, and it shows. He's moving around like a rabbit out there, and you know, it's got to continue to have that, and he knows that, and so you're going to see that pay dividends in this season.
Was that kind of the biggest development that you guys wanted out of him in this offseason, like working on between year 1 and year 2? Was it just getting his body in the spot, or?
You know, he's still young. He's still going through a process of, you know, trimming down and getting rid of the baby fat. But again, it goes along with, you know, a player that wants to play more and play hard for longer. And for him to have that, he's got to get in a decent shape to where he's able to manage and hold. And so far, man, he's done a phenomenal job. And we're looking forward to it. And that's all the guys. Jordan's a different body makeup with Jalen and so forth. So you really got to be realistic about your goals and expectations for each guy so that you're not brushing everybody with the same stroke. And Big Jordan's going to be a big piece of what we're doing, and we hope to bring along the other guys.
With Jalen's production last year, people are going to be planning for him this year. What's his next step to make sure that he can keep improving despite the increased attention?
His goal is to outplay his yesterday. He continued to play harder and compete. It really don't matter what people are going to do, because again, he's always going to be a guy that's going to have his opportunities. We just got to continue to support him in just the fundamentals and making sure that he's in tune with the basic principles of our scheme that will allow him to have those kind of production that he did last year.
Thanks, Coach Joe.
All right, guys.